Well, welcome back. Tonight I'm going to dive into my number one or top human need of the 6. Got it right here. If you've been keeping up, you may not be surprised at this one, okay? Currently, I think these also kind of shift as we go along depending on what season we're in, time of life, etc. So currently, my number one driving force is growth. Shocking, I know. So with growth, it says you need to learn and have a strong desire for ongoing improvement. This constant growth is your fuel and prevents you from stagnating or feeling sluggish and bored. So I'm going through this in case somebody can resonate with this, but also see what growth can look like. My powers. And I'll agree with some of this, and some of it I'm like, Development. Physically, intellectually, spiritually, and or emotionally, you constantly strive to learn new skills and knowledge. Check. You understand the truth of the phrase, we either grow or die, and practice it daily in your life. 100%. And what I have found in experimenting with the growth in myself and within my family is that each day is a new challenge and a step up from the last. And it just keeps me entertained. And I apologize for the kids screaming in the background. It's that time of night. Pushing your boundaries. Failure is just another chance to try again. You know, you can always be something more, even if the path isn't always clear. And this one's interesting because I'm not unfamiliar with failure. I have a few failures in my life, marriage being one of them, some businesses being others, friendships. But that makes me want to strive to be better in all of those areas as they happen. So failure is a part of growth. And if some of us shy away from failure, we're never going to grow. It's part of the process. Independence. Because you find joy in learning, you are fairly self-sufficient and active. You don't need others to tell you who you are. I can kind of agree with that, and I can disagree with it a little bit too. You don't need to tell others who you are. Not really. There's a sense with me currently, it's like, no, I don't need them, but sometimes I need some guidance because each stage of growth is like, holy shit, I don't know who I am right now or where I'm going with this. And it helps to have somebody have some insight. This is where like a coach comes in handy. Is like, bro, you're taking your eyes off the prize. We need to guide you back into where you think you're headed. And let's open up your mind so that you can see what's going on. So while I agree with the joy in learning and self-sufficiency and activeness, others should tell me who I am sometimes, just depending on the growth phase. Detachment. Life is not about material things. It's about what you know and are able to do. 100%. I mean, I'm just checking the boxes here, y'all. Your kryptonite. Leaving others behind. Your devotion to your own improvement can make connecting with others seem less meaningful. This can make you seem detached and overly private. Yes and no for me on this one. The kids, guys. Detached and overly private. I feel like I'm an outgoing person. I think I try to shelter myself from that simply because I know that it helps me to do that, but I can be very isolated sometimes also, depending on what's going on. If there's some severe struggles going on, I may isolate a little bit. But yeah, pretty truthful stuff. Never feeling satisfied. Okay. Guilty as charged on this one. I struggle hard with this one. Because you feel at your best when you're developing, you can find periods of rest frustrating. Since you avoid stagnation at all costs, you might be moving on before you've learned all you need from a situation. Remember, there's a difference between understanding and mastery. I suffer sometimes from shiny object syndrome. I'm not going to lie. It's something I am working on, and I try to devote myself to things. That's why I'm trying to simplify. That's why my rule of this year is to simplify my life and cut down on all of the distractions and focus on being satisfied. Where to shift your focus? Humans crave connections, not just solo growth. Yes, especially when you are growing. You want to find others that are growing along kind of the same trajectory, on the same road as you, so that you can share your experiences and your teachings and your learnings with those people. The folks that are way back there in the back of the crowd that have no idea what's going on, they don't want to, they're not part of this. And wanting to connect with others that are very similar in that nature is a huge part of growth. Connecting means that you bring others on your journey. They won't hold you back. Talking about the folks in the back. Find the ones that will cheer you along. What can you do to gain, or what can you do to gain deeper connections with others around you while still learning? You find people that are like-minded. If you want to grow, you find people that are higher than you or like-minded, and you grow with them, or they grow with you. Same goes for your partners, business partners, spouses, friends, etc. Accept pleasure. Growth is wonderful, but it can make you feel worthless if you're not constantly becoming better. Guilty of that too. There are days when you just feel like you don't have it. Finding other ways to experience joy and pleasure besides learning will help you feel more balanced. And contribution. Combined with growth, these two needs make us feel fulfilled and whole. Happiness isn't always about making yourself better. It's also about giving back to others. Word. And the more you grow, the more you feel like you want to give to people. Sharing your knowledge and your money, your wealth, your experiences. Pass on what you learn. How can you continue to grow while giving back to those around you? It's good stuff. So what I would recommend here is focusing on these 6 needs and trying to figure out maybe one where you're lacking. There's a test you can take to see which one you're strong in or you're strongest. And really you can harness that and learn, okay, well, I'm doing really good in this, so maybe I need to bring these others up or whatever. But also just so you know where your strengths lie so that you can help others out. After all, contribution is kind of the key here. So, I hope that was insightful, potentially impactful into your day. Tomorrow I'll polish this all up and finish it off. I went a little long on this one, on the importance of all of these needs in relation to what I just read and then the last 7 days of this. So tune in tomorrow and we'll dive right into it. Have a good night.